Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm building Barbie's dream home, and this is the picture that I was going off of. It was actually quite challenging to get all of the sizes of the rooms right. So here I'm copying the rooms, trying to figure out the roof, which also towards the end kind of got a little difficult because I wanted to put in a skylight. But anyway, so somebody challenged me to build this home, and I thought that it was kind of funny, so that's why I decided to do it. I'm gonna be talking over this and then just kind of letting the music play, so as I see fit, I'm gonna talk over it just to kind of explain some of the things that I was doing. It was also a little tricky to get the colors to match up because some of the wallpapers would have been perfect, but they weren't the correct shade, so that was a little difficult too. So I think that I'm gonna start in the kitchen. Yeah, so I'm starting in the kitchen. So the kitchen in the actual Barbie Dream House is a lot smaller than it needs to be for it to be functional for the sim. So I kind of expanded it just a little bit to make it a bit more functional so they could actually use it and cook. And this part was a little tricky because I had a hard time finding a cabinet that would match, because in the picture the cabinets are like hot pink, and in the Sims they don't have hot pink counters, it's more of a purple color. And right here, I was kind of hoping that, so in the Eco Lifestyle pack, they have those, I don't even remember what they're called, but they're those like vertical lines, and they're more of a neutral shade. I was really hoping there would be a purple one, because that would have been perfect to put right there where I put that cabinet, but I settled with what I had. I don't have all the packs either, so that kind of made it a little tricky. So as far as the dining area goes, I kind of struggled finding a table that matched perfectly, because the table that looks similar to the original picture, they didn't have the shade that I needed, so that was kind of frustrating. Oh, and here I'm going through and I'm finding the debug items, so that way I could clutter the table up like the reference picture. This was tricky because I kept having to move the table out and then hold down Alt and try to move all of the pieces where I needed them to be, and you'll see that in a second. Oh yeah, at this point I didn't have move objects on, and I was like, why is this not working? See, it was tricky getting it to line up exactly where I wanted it, but we worked through it. I got it. So let me know in the comments below if you prefer watching builds where I talk over them, or if you prefer just letting the music play and watching as I build. Oh, and for this door, so in the reference picture they have two pink doors that swing open, like French doors, I'm assuming. And of course, in the packs that I have, they didn't have that, so I made do with that door that you saw me put in. So what I'm working on right now is I'm assuming the garage. I never had a Barbie Dream House, I'll be honest. So anyway, so what I'm working on is the garage, and in the reference picture there's a pool with a big purple slide on the second floor, and I didn't have a big purple slide, so I just made the pool. But anyway, so for the garage, it was kind of tricky because I really wanted that window in the back, but I also really needed the pool to be where it was, so I couldn't like rearrange the room how I needed it to be, so I just put a recycler in, and I think a trash can as well. Oh, and eventually I think I expand the size of the pool. I can't remember now. And my game has this weird glitch. I don't know if you were able to see it, but those two big windows that I put on the side, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it puts that little wall piece through the window, and it's very frustrating. So if you know how to fix that, please let me know, because it's pretty annoying. So here I'm trying to find a floor that matches this shade of the floor that's on the reference picture. And that whole floor has that very light wood flooring. The bottom floor was pretty much all pink tile. Of course, not the shade that I needed, but it was a close match. Oh, and so in the reference picture, this living room has, so the wall is split, and at the top half it's white and the bottom half it's hot pink. And I was really hoping that that shade would work for me, and it didn't. And this didn't work for me either. I hated that. So I ended up just going in with the container wallpaper and just kind of tried to make it look as good as possible. Now, again, I was struggling with the windows here because it wanted to do that weird thing where it inserted the wall into the window. So in the reference picture, there is a little like hallway table or shelf or something behind the couch. So I was trying to find one that I liked. None of them were really long enough, so I think I ended up just putting two of them together and then put a bunch of clutter items on top. And I actually kind of like the way that this turned out. I don't normally use these little hallway tables behind couches, but I like the way that they look in real life. So I like that this kind of challenged me to use those in the build. I love to size these paintings down, these and the ones from Eco Lifestyle, which I think I'm about to put in. Yes, I love these paintings. I love to size them down and put them on shelving. And I added that in to kind of break up the pink because, again, in the reference picture, the top half is all white, not pink. And I thought that this coffee table was a perfect match to the picture. And in the corner in the picture, there is a set of cabinets or shelving. None of the ones that I had really matched it perfectly. So I just popped that one in. So moving on, this is the bathroom, and whenever I tested this with, I forget which family I put in, I think the Landgrab family. Anyway, this bathroom was glitched. So when you download this house, I believe the only thing that I had to change was the sink. For some reason, they couldn't use the sink. And I picked these tiles because I thought they matched the reference picture perfectly. And I brought the counters from the kitchen into the bathroom. These don't match pretty much at all. The counters in the reference picture, the countertop is pink, and the like storage area, drawers or whatever those are white. And of course, we don't have that in The Sims as far as I know. The one in the reference picture is really, really small, and I didn't really want my bathroom to be that small. So I put the shower head on the opposite wall that it's actually supposed to be on. Not a big deal. And I actually really liked this build a lot, but I liked how they had the shelves on the wall with the mirror on top. I don't think I've ever done that before, and I actually really liked the way that it looked when it was finished. So whenever I was putting these towels in, I knew that I had seen rolled up towels like in the reference picture, but for some reason I just couldn't find them, and eventually I go back and I change that towel out to be more of a match. Also, for the longest time, this is completely random, but the toilet paper roll, I had so much trouble putting in toilet paper rolls, and then finally I read a comment on YouTube and they were like, you have to have all of the walls up in order to get it at the right height. And I was like, oh my gosh, such a simple fix. It would go like halfway up the wall and it was so frustrating. So here I'm just cluttering up the space. The bathroom and the picture is pretty cluttered. I just kind of duplicated some of the items. I had a bunch of custom content that I would have liked to have used, but I try to not use custom content in the builds that I upload to the gallery because it's frustrating when you really like a house and then you download it and everything is custom content. Okay, so now we are working on the swimming pool area. So what I'm doing right now, I think I was watching James Turner maybe, I don't remember, but he figured out that if you delete some of the fence and then you put it back, it makes it look longer, and that is exactly what I needed it to look like, but I didn't have the patience to get it to work. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but every time I would go back and delete a tile and then put one back, I don't know, it was just freaking out. So I just ended up leaving it the way that it was. And then I put this glass fence on the front half. Oh yeah, and I was expanding the pool. It was way too small. And I love these lounge chairs from Eco Lifestyle. Put some more pink decorations in the pool, of course. And this cute float. I love that float. Now that I'm looking at it, I kind of wish I would have put some plants on that. So if you download it, maybe just add a few plants just to make it look a little more lively, I guess. Oh, and also, when I was player testing, I realized I hadn't put stairs anywhere in this build. So I went back and I added ladders. That way the stairs didn't take up, the entire house. So if you do download this, it will have ladders in it. So I had the same problem here as I did in the living room of this house. The top half was white and the bottom half was sort of like this pattern that you see that I have on the wall right now. And I wanted to place, in the reference picture, the window is like angled, I guess. I don't know how you would describe that, but I wanted to place, I'm looking for it right now, these windows. But I was not able to do it successfully and I was running out of patience. So I think I end up going back in with those regular windows that are on the rest of the house. It would have worked perfectly if I could have somehow sized that second window up, but I didn't have the patience for it, so I scrapped it. And I was having trouble with them again with the wall insert situation. And I like the long windows from Eco Lifestyle, but I hate how they are so thick. So I wanted a long window to take up this space at the top that's pink, because in the reference picture it's white. But I didn't want to use those Eco Lifestyle windows because they wouldn't have matched anything else in the house. I was really struggling with the windows. So here I'm placing some shelves. In the reference picture, there's a bunch of clutter next to the bed, which I don't ever do this either, and I actually really ended up enjoying it. And again, I would have liked to have used some of the custom content that I have, but it's fine. No biggie. Again with the paintings, love these paintings. And went in with a pink carpet. I didn't really know what the room on the right was supposed to be. It kind of looks like a hair salon, but there's no mirror in there, so I didn't know what the point of that room was, so I just kind of filled it with random things. I had some trouble finding a wallpaper once again. So now I'm working on the exterior. In the reference picture, there are some pink, I don't even know what you call those. It's completely slipped my mind, but you can see in the reference picture that on the left side, it's hot pink. So that's why I went in with that, and I think I put it on the other side of the house too. Oh, and now I'm trying to do the skylight thing. That like freaked me out. I don't know why I couldn't get it at first. And I put the rest of it as white to keep it simple. I didn't want to have the whole entire thing pink. I thought that would be way too much. And I don't know if you can see or if it's just me because I'm picky, but there's like a pink line going across the top of that tiny roof, and it was bothering me, so I was trying to fix it and just couldn't get it Going in with some windows. I think I end up changing them quite often. No, I think I left them actually. So when you download this from the gallery, there will be stairs on, I believe it's this side next to the, or no, I think I moved the desk to the opposite side of this room, and I think I put the stairs right there and brought them straight down to the first floor. And I think I'm starting on landscaping now. Landscaping is one of my favorite things. I thought that these pink little tree things were so perfect for the house. I landscaped with a lot of pink trees and pink flowers because I figured that would make the most sense for a Barbie house. So in front of the front windows, I always like to try to make sort of a flower bed, and I really struggle with knowing what to put around the border. Like in my real home that I live in, we have brick as our flower bed garden and it looks great, but I don't really know how to do that in The Sims. So if you have any ideas on how I could do that, see, that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I was like, ugh, but I really hate using the fence. And I was like, maybe I could use rock. And then I just scrapped the idea altogether. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. And I was trying to put a door to go out to the back, and then I realized I had those eco lifestyle doors that look exactly like the windows that I had in, so I just popped those in instead. And I used this really pretty hedge type fencing with the flowers. I thought that looked really nice against the hot pink. So going in with some more trees in the back, I ended up putting a picture studio in the backyard. I figured that the sim who lived in here would be like super girly, your stereotypical photographer. So I added that in. It fits so perfect in this backyard. And there's still enough room that if you wanted to add like skill building items or a pool or something, you could do that. Although there is the pool on the second floor, so maybe like a hot tub or something. And I love making awnings for my houses like this and then putting some greenery on top. I think it's really pretty. Added a cute little pink fence along the edge of this just to kind of separate the space. And a nice little umbrella table in the back if your sim is throwing a party or something. They can eat outside. I actually really like the landscaping of this house. I don't normally put as many trees as I put on this one. And I definitely don't put pink trees in my regular builds, but I actually really like the way that it looks. Okay, so I fit that in nicely in that back corner. It was perfect. I was worried it was going to be way too big for the yard, but it worked out great. Oh, here I was really struggling with the fencing. So what was happening is that from the inside, it was like clipping through the window. So I moved the window and it was still clipping through the house. So I just took it out altogether and put in a regular little gate, which is fine. And I didn't like the big empty space in the kitchen. I probably could have gone in and added like a countertop with some bar stools, but I didn't want to change it too much from the reference picture, so I just added in an easel. Going in with some artwork. And that is the build. We're about to jump into screenshots. So, oh, I really wanted to put some curtains on this build, but I just could not. It looked wonky whenever I went back out onto the street and looked at the house. So I went back and deleted them, but you could definitely go back in and add some curtains if you have some that you think would look good, but I couldn't get it to look normal. It just looked funky. So you can download this house on the gallery. I will put my username in the description box. And if you do download it from the gallery, leave me a comment on there and let me know that you found the house from watching this YouTube video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please let me know if you like listening to the music or having me talk over the video as it's playing. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.